Hello everybody, Slay here, and today I'm going to be taking out my A6M5, testing it out with the new color scheme that just came into this game with this patch. Tonight is Operation, I think, Westfield? Either way, there's the new paint scheme. You can't really see it there, but there it is right there. It's a nice traditional Japanese pride color scheme going on for the A6M5. The A6M5 is one of my favorite planes. I guess everything's my favorite plane, the way things sound. But for Tier 6, I don't think you could beat the amount of turn speed and firepower that this plane can bring to the field. It's got Tier 7 guns, and it's just got maneuverability that plays like the Tier 4 and Tier 5 A6 line. So it's just a really maneuverable plane. As you saw in my last video with the SE100, I ignored the command center pretty early on. The problem with going command center in a fighter is you're going to get shredded by the anti-aircraft guns. But, you know, sometimes you just have to do a little ORM, which is operational risk management, and you need to see if the risk outweighs the cost of what you're doing, or outweighs the benefits, sorry. So with that said, one more plane down, we're going to have this command center in just, you know, a few seconds. There you go. So I didn't really take any damage there. Thank God the AA was not going for me. Looks like this is one with one plant, and airfield, and a garrison. Now the problem with this map is that plant, if they were to take something else, and that plant was to get taken last, then we're going to have issues. Say they swarm down here like they're doing, they took this airfield first. My command center bombers are going to go straight for that airfield. They're going to ignore the plant while it ticks away, and I'm not in a GA to do anything about it. So I need to go down to the airfield shortly after we take this, which we did. I need to go down to this airfield now and make sure that they don't take the airfield before they take the plant. I want to kind of bait them into taking the plant. Otherwise, we're going to just be attacking an airfield with our bombers. So going in, this thing is not the fastest plane. These are, you know, low speed turn fighters, low altitude, but holy moly. You saw what I can do. They are just absolutely devastating. The enemy team has a pair of F4Us. Very scary planes to face, especially when you're in a lightly armored fighter like this. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to. So I see a 210. Here's the F4Us. They're flying in tandem. They just took the airfield. My worst fears. And the plant. Practically at the same time. I'm getting shredded by something already. So I'm going to come in here, see if I can take this airfield as soon as I can. So I've got something on my tail, and it's not going so well. It's the other F4U. Luckily I can outturn them, but you know what? You can't outmaneuver two separate planes. So he's definitely faster than me. He's getting away. My pilot was taken out right away, which sucks. When that happens, your accuracy is obviously just nothing. Got this nasty 210 on my tail too. I'm going to try and turn on him, but it's not going to end up well for me. The F4U is already back on me. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing I could do there. I was kind of a lone target going in. I believe I am the only player on my team. Oh no, I got one other in an ME410 who's actually tearing it up and doing pretty well. So I'm hoping he can do some things. Actually, and it actually turned out pretty well. My bombers are going for their mining plant. So that's glorious. That's not a bad thing at all. So we can go in, we can just fight. And yeah, let's go defend my middle garrison here. I don't have to worry about my bombers going anywhere else. As long as the bombers are relatively unadulterated, they're going to move right in and take that mining plant with ease. They just came in and took this center garrison. They're quickly closing the gaps, especially once that mining field ticks, or mining plant ticks, it's going to be nasty. F4U's turned on me. I don't want to go head on with his 20s. His 20s are nasty. So I'm going to turn on him, use my maneuverability, and get behind him with a, you know, fully piloted aircraft. This time I'm going to avenge my death. So what else do we got here? We got the other F4U who's just coming in and shredding me. Wow. That is a nasty combination. Those 20s on both those F4Us are really, really bad. But I was able to take one of them out before his friend was able to come get me. They're pretty good platoon, so it is what it is. Our bombers are about to make it over. I'm hoping that they don't get shot down. They have a heavy going to them right now. I'm hoping that doesn't really affect it too much. I would like to see a lot of them slip through. We took back center, which is cool. Hoping my kill was able to help there, but then again I died, so I probably didn't have much of an effect there. So I'm going to go out to this P-38. The problem with these P-38s and these heavies is they are just going to ram me. Gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. It's like playing a bullfighter, man. Like, you have to move. As soon as you see a heavy coming at you, take evasive maneuvers and just get the heck out of the way, especially these WOWP P-38s. They love, and I mean love, to ram you. So this one's going to stall me out. That happens. And yeah, that sucks. He's faster than me, so he's going to get away. Squall line's incoming in 2 minutes. I'm at an altitude that's not so comfortable with this plane. This P-38 is going to turn on me. I'm going to have to get out of his way again. Actually, he turned on my friend, the Tornado, and I'm able to watch him ram, just like I said they do. So let's go ahead and take out this A26, if I can even keep up, which I can't. He's quickly pulling away. I don't want to just sit there and feed a tail gunner. What else do we have? Another A26. I'm not going to really be able to do anything to it. I'm not worried about bot bombers. They don't do anything for the game. They really don't. We took the mining plant though, and that's awesome. It was exactly as I said what happened. The bombers went in, and eventually they just take the mining plant back. Now the mining plant's going to tick for us, and that's a good thing. So let's go see if we can quickly turn the tide on the middle here. Got those F4Us just wrecking the world again. They're nasty, nasty planes. I don't want to go head on with him, but I will. Luckily he's turned away from me, but there is a A6M5 coming at me still. And yeah, let's see if I can end this A6M5. Let's get on this other F4U who looks like he has stalled out. If I can kill him, we take this. Can I do it? Wow, look at that stall. That is like, he's just immobile in the air. But we took it, and that's what happens. It's 15 seconds till the mining plant ticks. This is a good thing. I'm going to go down here, squall in 20 seconds. I'm going to kill these IL-2s after squall because they are probably the nasty things that have been causing this center cap to flip. So let's go ahead, level out, let 13 seconds pass, and then I'm going to be turning back on this guy. Not a relatively high scoring game for me. It's actually pretty low. But I think I'm doing what I can. You know, unlike my last game with the SC100 where I was focusing on my score, this time I'm focusing on the objective. And the objectives are really what's going to win you the game. It's a ×3 weekend, so you get a lot more, you know, bonus out of winning than you do getting a high score. So there's that other F4U super high up. I believe he might try and dive on me, so I'm going to ignore this bot, and I'm going to go straight for this F4U up here. He's still up there climbing high. I'm going to try and ease my way up there. Unfortunately, he has the height advantage. There's his friend. This is not going to end well. There's really no way this could end good. So my chances here, if I could come in below him, get some lucky crits, and hopefully take him out before his friends even realize that I'm here and I stall out, but that may not be the case. They're just wiping out things here. But we won the game. Thank God they didn't have a chance to turn on me. So shout out to you, Hamhawk Jones. You did great in your ME410, man. Good job. And shout out to you to that enemy platoon, China and MD. You guys definitely showed me that those F4Us are a nasty, nasty piece of work. But again, not a high-scoring game for me. I only scored 6,700, which is next to nothing. But let's go see what kind of experience I can pull in with the A6M5. And again, this is just a plane that I really like to play. It's amazing for objective-based gameplay where you could just turn around, wipe out those air defense aircraft, no problem with this plane with your tier 7 guns, especially if you're in an up tier. That was an all tier 6 game, I believe, but if you're in an up tier game where it's like tier 6 versus tier 5s, those bots are just going to get absolutely annihilated by you. So while this hangar loads in, let's go ahead and see real quick what kind of score or experience I was able to pull in. So a cool 6,900. There is a mission going on right now. If you win a battle and become one of the top 3 players on your team by the number of personal points earned, you'll get 5 of each consumable, which is pretty cool. Consumable is always welcome. I use them, so it saves me some credits, right? Only about 30k credits. Again, I did not play to my best ability here. I was so focused on the objectives, mainly because of my last game with the SE100, where I ignored that command center early, and it just paid, you know, I paid for it in the end. I wanted to make sure we had the big W there and, you know, knock out that ×3. That's really what's important during these weekends. A lot of people complain about ×3 and ×5 weekends because you seem to lose a lot, but that's because people don't shed their personal pride and they just want to play and they want to rack up that score. But anybody could sit there farming bombers, you know, and doing useless things to get your score up, rather than playing the objective and going for the win, because the win benefits everybody. Because I focus so much on the objective, this gentleman here, Hamhawk Jones, who was, you know, he had a good game. He had 10,500 score. He's going to get a lot more experience and credits than, or mainly experience on a ×3, than if we would have just succumbed to these 2 F4Us and lost. So, I mean, it's really your duty, in my opinion, when you are playing on a ×3, ×5 weekend, actually every day, really, ignore the score and play your objectives. If it doesn't pan out, great. I've played the objective some games and end up with a 20K score. So, I mean, it happens, you know, and a lot of the times you are going to be rewarded for playing the objectives and getting that score, but a lot of the times you aren't. For instance, if I'm in a ground attacker and I'm defending a cap, say that was our mining plant and I was in a ground attacker, I had taken the mining plant, incoming their ground attackers, it is my duty to defend those ground attackers. But guess what? When you're playing a ground attacker, you're not going to get recognized by the game. I assure you, you will not. You're going to get a minimum score. You might have a high score, but you're not going to get a position on the team. So, I mean, there's just a lot of reasons why sometimes you just need to forego that score and just play the objective. So, again, ultimately, this is a game of competition. It is all about winning. So let's take a quick look into the A6M5. If I haven't done a video on this one, I like to show kind of the strengths of why this plane is amazing. So again, I was telling you guys about the tier 7 guns. There you have 2 tier 7 20s on it that just absolutely hurt things. It's only tier 6 13.2s, but you know what? They add to the total effect. After the 20 mils overheat, you can continue attacking, much like you saw when I was attacking that F4U. He was stalled out, my 20s overheated, I continued fire with my machine guns, he died. One thing that definitely is the highlight of this airplane is maneuverability. I mean, take a look at that, man. 7-second turn on a 360. This plane can whip around, and your best bet, as I've proved many times, when you have a plane coming at you head on, and if it's a heavy, if it's something that you don't want to take its firepower from, take evasive maneuvers and just turn around on him. He's not going to be able to shake you. Even if he leaves you with 1 hit point, he can't shake you. Now, in that case, I was a little bit outgunned there because, yes, I shook one F4U, but the other one would come in to get me. In that case, you just have to do what you can do. You have to kill the enemy, at least one of the platoon mates, as quick as you can. Sometimes you'd be surprised. Maybe they're so tunneled on another plane that they totally didn't see you coming from below, and you might have the chance to wipe out both of them. Sometimes they're ready for you. So, I mean, it just pans out the way it pans out. You can't really do much about it sometimes, but all you can do is play to your best ability and do what you can. So again, 7 seconds turn rate on this thing is just ridiculous. But as I said, it is a slow plane. It's 570 airspeed. There are much faster planes. I mean, just let's look at an equal tier fighter. Spitfire 5, it's got 640. Tornado's sit at 620. Mosquito's at 650. KI, which is the other Japanese fighter, is at 600. And the bombers that were, you know, getting away from me, they're slightly the same speed, but he had some altitude, and the reason he was pulling away from me is I was having to climb to catch up to him, which this thing does not do. Let's look at its altitude performance. 1,000 altitude. That is not very impressive. That is really low, actually, compared to, again, Spitfire, Tornado, Mosquito. You're seeing a trend here. Everything is over 1,000 altitude. This plane, however, is not. Even the KI, which has similar firepower, if not the same. Okay, it's got tier 5 20s, but it actually does devastating work. It's got 1,500 altitude. It's faster, can climb higher, and it's only got 1 second less turn than it. So, I mean, really a good airplane as well. But I just prefer the A6M5 because I am at heart a true turn fighter, and that is what I like to do. So as for equipment, I run lightweight airframe to get that extra maneuverability. I run improved covering because you want that crit, you want to protect everything, and I run engine tuning. Now I do run pneumatic restarter and control surface trim. I am thinking about swapping the pneumatic restarter to first aid because, as you saw, when your pilot gets knocked out, you're just dead in the water. I was behind that aircraft, dead to rights. I had him, but I could not pull the kill because my pilot was dead. So I'm considering switching that to first aid, which will most likely happen. As for skill points, I dumped everything into engine guru, get a little bit extra speed where you can, and aerobatics expert, give you a little bit more maneuverability, even though you already have an ungodly amount. So again, guys, that was the A6M5, fairly average game. What can you do though? Again, I really have a theme here that I like to play. I like to play for the win. As I proved last game with my SE100, you could do all the scoring that you want, but if you ignore the key objectives, then you have just cost yourself the game. I have no one to blame for that SE100 game but myself. Yes, it was a great game. Yes, I got ace. Yes, I had a high score, but we lost. And I was not satisfied with that. So thank you for watching, and this was the A6M5. I hope this helps you guys make a decision to go down the line. You guys have a great day. Thank you.